Greetings. Life is a dance of interactions, a continuous exchange of energy and intent. To truly know someone beyond the mask they wear, you must go deeper than appearances, achievements, or charming words. The true character of a person is not hidden, it reveals itself subtly in their actions, reactions, and consistency. Let me guide you through 5 aspects that unveil the true character of any individual. How someone treats those who cannot benefit them is one of the purest indicators of their character. In such interactions, there is no incentive to pretend or manipulate, no reward to seek or obligation to fulfill. It is in these moments that a person's true self is exposed, free from the masks they wear in more advantageous situations. When engaging with people who hold no power or influence, a person's actions come from their core. If they are dismissive, impatient, or rude, it reveals a lack of empathy and an inflated sense of self. On the other hand, if they show kindness, respect, and genuine care, it speaks of humility, integrity, and an understanding of shared humanity. These moments often occur in the simplest settings, interactions with waiters, janitors, or strangers on the street. When someone smiles at a server, acknowledges a cleaner, or thanks a driver, they are not just performing an act of politeness, they are recognizing the intrinsic value of another person. They are affirming the idea that dignity is not tied to social roles or possessions, but is a fundamental right. Observing behavior in such situations can also reveal consistency or the lack of it. Some people are kind only when others are watching, offering smiles and gratitude when it enhances their image. Others remain consistent in their respect whether they are in a crowded room or a quiet corner. This consistency reflects authenticity and alignment between their internal values and external actions. There are also moments of friction that reveal much about character. When things go wrong, when service is slow, mistakes are made, or inconvenience arises, does the person respond with understanding or lash out in frustration? Their reaction in such scenarios can unveil whether their kindness is genuine or merely conditional. The way someone treats those who cannot benefit them goes beyond courtesy. It speaks of their perspective on life, their capacity for empathy, and their respect for others regardless of status. These subtle interactions carry immense weight, offering a glimpse into the depth of a person's true nature. How someone handles adversity reveals the depth of their resilience and the true fabric of their inner being. When life throws challenges and disruptions, it strips away pretense, exposing how deeply a person is rooted in their values and emotional stability. It is in the face of setbacks that one's true character is brought into the light, unguarded and raw. Adversity tests patience and clarity. Some respond to difficulties with anger, blame, or self-pity, which often shows an inability to take responsibility for their circumstances. They externalize their struggles, looking for someone or something to hold accountable. On the other hand, those with strength of character see adversity as an opportunity for growth. They approach challenges with determination, seeking to learn from the experience rather than becoming victims of it. The way a person behaves under pressure also highlights their self-control. Do they remain calm and composed when the situation becomes chaotic, or do they crumble into panic and rash decisions? A composed response to adversity reflects an inner steadiness, a capacity to look beyond the immediate discomfort and focus on solutions. Equally important is how they treat others during difficult times. Stress often brings out the worst in people, making them impatient or even cruel. Someone who maintains kindness and consideration for others, despite their own challenges, demonstrates empathy and emotional maturity. They recognize that their struggles are not an excuse to harm or disregard those around them. Adversity also reveals a person's priorities and values. Do they hold on to their principles or do they compromise them for temporary relief? Those who cling to their integrity in trying times showcase a deep sense of self-respect and commitment to their ideals. Their actions become a testament to their character even when the path they choose is harder. Ultimately, adversity doesn't create character, it reveals it. It is in these moments that a person shows whether they are bound by fear and defeat or guided by courage and wisdom. How someone speaks about others is a direct reflection of their mindset, values, and emotional state. Words are not just sounds, they are expressions of a person's inner world. The way an individual talks about people who are absent, whether in praise or criticism, reveals not only their feelings toward those individuals but also their own character and outlook on life. When someone habitually speaks ill of others, especially behind their backs, it often stems from insecurity or a need to elevate themselves by diminishing others. Such behavior reveals a lack of empathy and a tendency to judge without understanding. Criticism delivered in a harsh or mocking tone indicates a closed heart and an unwillingness to see the complexities of human behavior. Conversely, when someone speaks kindly and respectfully about others, it reflects maturity and emotional intelligence. They understand that every person has their struggles and imperfections, and instead of fixating on faults, they choose to acknowledge strengths and virtues. Even when offering constructive criticism, they do so with care and fairness, aiming to uplift rather than tear down. Pay attention to the consistency of their words. Are they quick to gossip when surrounded by a willing audience, or do they refrain even if they have something negative to say? Those who resist the temptation to speak poorly of others demonstrate restraint, self-awareness, and a commitment to integrity. They recognize that words carry weight, shaping perceptions and potentially harming reputations. The content of their speech also reveals their focus in life. Someone who often highlights the positive attributes of others is likely to have an optimistic and grateful perspective. On the other hand, constant negativity and criticism often signal a preoccupation with problems and an inability to appreciate the good around them. Ultimately, how a person speaks about others is a mirror to their soul. It reveals whether they are rooted in compassion or judgment, humility or arrogance, love or bitterness. Their words become a testament not only to how they see the world, but to the kind of energy they bring into every space they inhabit. How someone honors their commitments is one of the clearest indicators of their integrity and reliability. Commitments are not just agreements or promises, they are a reflection of a person's respect for their own word and their regard for others' time, trust, and expectations. When a person makes a commitment, they are essentially building a bridge of trust. Whether or not they uphold that bridge reveals their true character. A person who consistently fulfills their promises demonstrates a sense of responsibility and discipline. Their actions show that they value their word and the trust placed in them by others. Such individuals understand that commitment is not about convenience, it is about intention and follow-through, even when circumstances change or obstacles arise. On the other hand, when someone repeatedly breaks their promises, it reveals a lack of accountability or an absence of prioritization. They may offer excuses, but their actions show a disregard for the importance of trust. People who treat commitments casually often underestimate the ripple effect of their unreliability, failing to see how it impacts relationships and undermines their credibility. The way a person handles difficult commitments is particularly revealing. Life is unpredictable, and there are times when fulfilling a promise may come at a personal cost. It is in these moments that true character is tested. Do they persevere, making sacrifices if necessary to honor their word? Or do they find convenient ways to back out, leaving others to deal with the consequences? Equally important is how they communicate when they genuinely cannot fulfill a commitment. A responsible person does not disappear or make excuses. They take ownership of the situation, inform those affected promptly, and seek ways to minimize the impact. This willingness to face uncomfortable truths and take corrective action reflects maturity and respect. How someone honors commitments also reflects their relationship with time and priorities. People who are consistent in keeping their word tend to be organized and intentional about what they promise. They do not overcommit, knowing the value of saying no when necessary to ensure they can deliver on what they agree to. Ultimately, honoring commitments is not just about completing a task, it is about upholding trust, fostering respect, and demonstrating reliability. It is a declaration of one's principles and a cornerstone of meaningful relationships. When someone consistently follows through, they establish themselves as dependable and trustworthy, creating a legacy of integrity in their interactions. How someone reacts to criticism reveals the depth of their emotional intelligence, humility, and self-awareness. Criticism, whether constructive or harsh, has the power to unsettle and challenge an individual, making their response a window into their true character. For some, criticism triggers defensiveness or anger stemming from a need to protect their ego. This reaction often highlights insecurity or an inability to separate their sense of self-worth from external opinions. They may deny the feedback outright, justify their actions, or even retaliate, focusing more on preserving their pride than on considering the validity of the critique. Such responses show resistance to growth and a reluctance to confront areas of improvement. In contrast, those with emotional maturity approach criticism with curiosity and openness. Rather than viewing it as a personal attack, they see it as an opportunity to learn and improve. Even if the criticism is delivered poorly, they sift through the tone to extract any value or insight it offers. This ability to rise above emotion and focus on growth reflects a strong inner foundation and a commitment to self-development. Equally telling is how someone processes unjust or unfair criticism. A person of balanced character does not immediately react with hostility or resentment. Instead, they pause to evaluate the feedback objectively, deciding what, if anything, holds merit. When faced with baseless accusations or unwarranted negativity, they respond with calmness and dignity, refusing to let external noise disturb their inner clarity. Criticism also reveals how willing someone is to seek accountability. A secure individual takes ownership of their actions when feedback is valid, acknowledging their mistakes and working to address them. They don't shy away from apologizing or making amends when necessary, recognizing that accountability is not a weakness but a strength. The way someone reacts to feedback also impacts those around them. A leader who listens to criticism fosters trust and respect, showing their team that they value diverse perspectives and prioritize growth over ego. On the other hand, someone who shuts down feedback creates an environment of fear and stagnation, discouraging others from sharing honest input. Ultimately, the reaction to criticism is a mirror of a person's inner world. It reflects their resilience, willingness to grow, and ability to remain grounded even when faced with discomfort. The capacity to accept, reflect on, and use criticism constructively is not just a skill, it is a testament to the depth of their character. Knife. Our true essence is often revealed not in moments of ease, but in the way we navigate challenges, relationships, and reflections of ourselves through others. Each of these aspects, how we treat the powerless, handle adversity, speak about others, honor commitments, and respond to criticism, offers a glimpse into the core of who we are. But this is not just about observing others, it is also a call to reflect on our own actions. Are we living in alignment with the values we admire? Are we cultivating the character we wish to see in the world? True character is not built in a single moment but through consistent choices over time. By embodying kindness, resilience, humility, integrity, and self-awareness, we not only inspire trust and respect but also leave behind a legacy of authenticity and strength. So as we strive to recognize the true character of others, let us also nurture the best within ourselves. For the world becomes brighter when each of us commits to living as a reflection of the ideals we hold dear. Thank you.